All right. We're talking today with Jerry Brandt of Lincoln, Missouri, and the interviewer is James Smither of the Grand Valley State University Veterans History Project. Okay, Jerry, let's begin at the beginning. Where and when were you born?
I was born in Fort Collins, Colorado in 1947.
Okay, and then did you grow up in Fort Collins or did you move around?
No, I grew up in Granby, Colorado. My dad was a logger.
Okay, all right. And did you finish high school?
No, I went to the 12th grade, but I dropped out before I graduated.
Okay, so what year was that?
66.
Okay, and what did you do after you dropped out?
I got drafted shortly after that.
You what?
I got drafted in October, so I went out to Wyoming, went to work, and then got drafted.
Okay, well, you got the draft board caught you pretty quickly after that. All right. Now, at that time, did you know anything about Vietnam?
This time I had 2 or 3 friends that had been a little older than me, had already been over and come home.
Okay, so you knew some people who had done that already.
Yeah.
All right. And then, where did you go for basic training?
Born in Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Okay, Leonard Wood. And most people today don't go in the military and they don't know anything about what basic training was like. So when you showed up at Fort Leonard Wood, what happened to you?
I guess 2 of my friends got drafted with me, and we all 3 of us in the same company, same platoon even.
Okay, all right.
And basically it was pretty simple, I guess. AIT was a little different. I mean, it was a lot more intense.
Okay, but in basic training, what did they focus on?
Just basically, I mean, salutes, and you got in chain of command, and you qualified the rifles, and
Okay, and so and there's a lot of discipline.
yeah, it wasn't. I guess I didn't really pay much attention to it.
Okay, all right. So the sergeants didn't treat you too badly?
Huh?
How did the sergeants treat you?
And basically, they were all right. AIT, they were a little different. They were guys that had been in Nam too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you get through the basic training, and was the basic training about 8 weeks?
Yeah, it was 8 weeks.
Okay. And then where did you do your AIT?
Then I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Okay. All right. Now, describe what AIT was like.
That's what's called Tigerland. We had to run growl everywhere we went.
Mm-hmm. All
They
right.
fucked with you all the fucking time. You know, they constantly telling you wasn't going to come home and you're going to get killed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, you said a lot of the instructors were guys who were Vietnam veterans already.
Yeah.
Now, did they teach you anything that was useful?
It was useful.
Yeah.
I don't think anything compares to for first combat.
All right. Now, did they try to teach you anything about Vietnam?
They teach you, about booby traps and stuff like that, you know.
Did they have like a fake village to go through? Did you go through a village or something?
See, one thing we did on, what was it? Escape and evade, I guess is what they called it. They give us a fucking live chicken and we had to go through like fucking 4 miles of fucking jungle to get, had the other guys dressed up in VC, trying to get you and shit.
Okay. Now, did they catch you?
No.
All right. Okay. So you go through that, and then after you, and now are you training to be combat infantry?
Yeah, I had 11 Bravo MOS out of basic training.
Okay. And now, when did you finish AIT?
And March 10th on my birthday.
Okay. And then that's 67 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then where do you go after AIT?
30-day leave, and then they sent me to Nam.
Okay.
I ordered for the 25th, but they cut it in when I got the 9th replacement, they sent me to 9th.
Mm-hmm. All right. So how did they get you to Vietnam?
How did they what?
How do you get from the United States to Vietnam?
I flew.
Okay. And was that a commercial plane?
Yeah.
Okay.
TWA, I believe.
All right. And then where did you land in Vietnam?
Saigon.
Okay. And then what was your first impression of Vietnam when you got there?
They put us on a bus, took us over to the 9th replacement, and I spent probably a week Well, there was orientation, I think they called it.
Okay. And what did that orientation consist of?
Going out on one patrol, basically, and mostly Phillips Amber.
Yeah. Okay. And just kind of getting you used to Vietnam.
Yeah.
All right. And then after that, did they give you your orders?
Yeah, I got orders for the 9th.
Okay. And so where was the 9th Division at that time?
And they got over there January 1st, 1967. They traded Fort Riley, Kansas, went over to the division.
Right.
And I was some of the first replacements going into that company.
Okay.
And we were down in the Mekong Delta, the first Army Division to be in the Delta even.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you're going into the Delta, and then where did you join your unit? Were they in the field or were they on a base?
They were in the field.
Okay. And how did they get you out to your unit?
I flew in a helicopter over out was mail calling and chow for that night. They bring some ashes and give me 2 cans of beer too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you get out, and then what happened to you? You arrive and meet the company, and now what did they do with you?
I got there early evening, and we set up positions. And I was giving that position. I was with one kid, and he sat there reading a letter from home and telling me, showed a picture of his girlfriend and everything. And then the next day, we went out on a big street. There was low tide, and we crossed the bridge had been blown. And that evening, we're coming back, and half tunes on one side of the river and half tunes on the other side of the river. Me and him in the river.
Mm-hmm.
And all hell breaks loose. I mean, water ricocheted up the boats, and our mortars coming in. And he let go, and he went under, and I grabbed him. And he come back up and started crawling, pushing me under. And I hit him and knocked him off, and he drowned.
Wow. Welcome to Vietnam, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't fire my weapon that day. I was just trying to comprehend everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then how did your commander handle that?
That was just, I don't think they even realized it, but everybody was...
Yeah, so he wouldn't really know what happened.
I got to the bank and got up on it and got behind the right side of the dike, and that's just what, and I'm trying to fucking just comprehend everything that happened.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, was that just a short firefight?
Huh?
Was that a short firefight? They opened up on you and then it was over? Or?
It was just a bunch of BCs, all I can tell you. I never did see any of them that day.
All right. And now were you out on patrol or out in the field for a long time? Or
sometimes up to 6 weeks.
Okay. And how often did you make contact?
Weekly. I flew the Eagle flights a lot, what they called Eagle flights a lot.
And what was that?
They'd take one platoon and put you on 5 choppers and they'd fucking drop you in a reconnaissance area. You'd walk 1,000 meters, nobody shot at you. They'd pick you up, they'd drop you over here. You'd walk 1,000 meters, nobody shot at you. They're going to get shot at 4 days over here.
Okay. Someone will catch you. All right. Now, was this mostly rice paddies and marshes, or what kind of ground were you on?
What kind of ground?
Yeah.
We were sea level. Mm-hmm. We did a lot of operations out of Plain Reeds.
Okay. All
But
right.
I told you, I was in Cambodia in '67 and they called me a liar. Mm-hmm. But there's dry land. When I get up Plain Reeds, that's Cambodia. And we got shit kicked out every time we went over there.
All right. So you're operating pretty close to the Cambodian border then?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Right at the end of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Mm-hmm. Where it ended.
Yeah. And they were using ports in Cambodia to bring supplies in that way too. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you joined your unit, how did the other guys in the unit treat you?
Everybody wants to stick close to you. You want to be close to everybody. Get the fuck away from me. Mm-hmm. You keep your distance for it. And I guess I had a hard time with that to start with.
Okay. Well, was some of that just, don't butt jump in the field, or was it that they didn't want to get to know you?
It was both. Everybody with my nicknames.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, how long did it take you to start to fit in with the unit?
I don't know, maybe a week. Not long. Actually, you had to prove yourself before you fit in.
Right, right. Okay. And do you remember anything about, now, were you operating in platoons or in squads?
Usually, two-size operations. Sometimes we go on company operations.
Okay.
And I was a machine gunner, and the other gunner, he was scared to go out on ambushes. I like ambushes because they didn't know where I was at.
Mm-hmm. All right. And when you went out on the ambushes, did you ever ambush anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, do you remember any of those incidents or things that happened?
One time we were supposed to get flown back to our base camp. We were about 6 clicks out. We walked all day. We set up 4 two-sided ambushes that night. And I was in quarter position on the M60, and there was 16 goose walking between us and the Claymore house.
Mm-hmm.
And we opened up on them and killed all them. And then next morning, we're supposed to get flown back to Tan through. And so I didn't break the 60 down and clean it, because it kept getting sniper fire and shit.
Right.
Well, they come in and pick first, second platoon up, and then they come back and got the third platoon and fourth platoon, their weapons platoon.
Mm-hmm.
We're flying over our fire base and find the helicopter dropping, and we keep going. So, Bible company had been in a firefight, and they want us to get a body count. It's on the other side of the river. They had airstrikes come in.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I don't know, must have been 200 or 300 feet in the air. It sounded like somebody taking a hammer and breaking glass and taking rounds in that helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And one front of us, he couldn't get back off. He didn't blow up or nothing. He couldn't even fuck him up or nothing. He couldn't get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So we started firing maneuver and absorbed the tree lines where they had. And we got up and we got pinned down. And we had gunships and then artillery coming in. I called their artillery right in on us. Mm-hmm. And my 60 wouldn't shoot for one fucking round.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't clean it. I didn't know what was the rate. I was like, what? Then they rung in 4 fucking jets. And then they come down and they start shooting their 40 millimeters, drop them fucking bombs and mud fly and shit. And they finally got us out to bring the rest of the company in to get us out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you were not able to get your gun clean? Were you able to clean out your gun while you were there?
They would fire 1 round, always shoot.
Yeah.
And it ended up as dirty, so what was the matter with it?
Right. But you couldn't get it working again? Not
I kept fucking with it, trying to, but I couldn't. When the airstrikes come by, by then I just laid back and watched it.
Right. All right.
Then another guy was smoking a joint.
All right. So did guys smoke joints out in the field?
Huh?
Did they smoke joints out in the field?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because in a lot of units they didn't. So I just asked them.
On ambush stuff now, you did more than smell or stuff.
Right.
I carried one canteen full of whiskey during monsoon season because they'll help you freeze to death.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, when you were patrolling these areas, were there villages around?
Yeah, we after me, they had to change it to clean sweep. Search and destroy is what we call them.
Mm-hmm.
You go in the middle of the night, we surround the village, and then one platoon would go in, and if you found anything, they'd Zippo it.
Mm-hmm. So Zippo it. So you set fire to it. Yeah. Okay. And I don't know. Did you have any sort of interaction with the civilians, or just when doing those sweeps?
Not really. Maybe back in the fire base, the laundry ladies and shit.
But not when you're out in the field.
No, you just interrogate them,
Mm-hmm. All right. So now, before the Tet offensive, before Tet, did you have any large firefights, or were they just all small actions?
What you mean getting hit?
Yeah.
It kind of just slowed up to almost nothing for a good month before the Tet hit.
Okay. So you're just out there patrolling and not
The
meeting
little
anybody.
kids all the time come up and say, yeah, Buku VC come. I mean, but then the Army said they caught flat-footed and didn't know about it, and I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That's these little kids tell us that Buku VC's going to come, and the intelligence don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. I mean, that was complicated, but yeah, we were not really ready for it.
No.
And so, what was In that period when there wasn't a lot of fighting, what was a typical day like for you? When you woke up in the morning, what do you do?
Steve Washington Camp, 1945.
Right.
And we walked just maneuvers trying to, in recon areas and
Right.
shit. And then you had every time you stop, one guy take his shoes off and stand in their socks, let the feet dry out, while the other guy in there, he took turns.
Right.
Because your feet, they rotted off of you in monsoon season.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. What kind of boots did you have?
Just had compact younger boots.
Okay. All right. How long did those last?
Maybe a couple months, usually not more than that.
Okay. All right. Now, the 9th Division had a floating base at a place called Downtown. Did you ever go there?
Now Bearcat, I made Bearcat one took R&R and one went home.
Okay. Yeah. Bearcat was the main division base.
Yeah, I was way south of there.
Okay. All right.
Ask him about the boat.
He said to ask you about the boat.
About the boat.
Yeah.
We running ambushes off goddamn fiberglass boats.
Mm-hmm.
And this lieutenant wanted to go up to the tributary, we told him, now, the tide's going out, we're going to be stuck up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got over there, wouldn't listen to nobody, and we went up that tributary. Tide goes out, and we're like, one guy gets up, we're trying to rent Maggie's fucking mud like this.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there for 12 hours, and just waiting to die, basically.
And then the tide came back in.
The tide came back in, we get up and got out of there, but I told myself then nobody will ever control my fucking life again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, did you have good officers or bad officers?
But the first platoon leader I had, since the movie trap, about 3 weeks after I was over there,
Mm-hmm.
and I got this Joe Mancuso over there. He's a second lieutenant. He'd already done 3 tours in the Army and Marine.
Okay.
And they come back, and my 3 OCS come back as a second lieutenant, and I left there, he was a colonel. He's gone home.
Okay. So he knew what he was doing.
I think he's the reason why he probably made it home. He taught me to be very aggressive.
Okay. All right. And then, was he your lieutenant the rest of the time, or did he rotate out before you did?
No, he was still there when I left.
Okay. Okay. Because they rotate a lot of these officers out pretty quickly sometimes. Okay. And so.
But he's got the commander when I left.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he moved up.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you talked about being aggressive. On a practical level, what does that mean? What would you do that was different? What did you learn from him that helped you?
So I had no feeling to kill.
Mm-hmm.
He put 20 tracers to begin with in his gun.
Okay. You said something about putting 20 tracers in your gun?
Huh?
Did you putting extra tracers in your
Yeah, I did. The door gunners and helicopters, M60 shot all tracers.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 50 rounds of them, and I put 25 of the first 25 rounds I shot was all tracers. That way, because you were right on where I needed to be.
Okay. So you can watch them and you have a steady stream of them, so you control
Yeah,
it
you
better.
never use the sight you want but the tracers.
Okay. All right. Now, so what do you remember about the start of the Tet Offensive?
We were at Tan secured a bridge for all the engineers to rebuild it. That fire base got hit that night. And the village all around us burned, half the compound burned. And we had goose hanging on a wire in the morning. But when the morning hit, they took Charlie Company and Bravo Company. They flew us to the racetrack right outside of Saigon, and we started fighting house to house and moving into Saigon. And in 6 days, I think we got 2,000 kills. I got credit for 2,000 kills in 6 days.
Mm-hmm. So you were close enough to Saigon. Were you close enough to Saigon at the beginning of that you just walked in, or did they fly you up to Saigon?
They flew us up there.
Okay, yeah, because you were farther south.
Yeah.
All right, so you're part of that reinforcement. All right. Now, when you were fighting in Saigon, were you fighting mostly VC, or did you see North Vietnamese regulars?
They were North Vietnamese.
Okay, because they had uniforms and all of that, right? Okay.
Ask him about his helmet getting blown out.
Okay. And what happened to your helmet?
It was out on an ambush one night, and there's a guy lay behind the dike sleeping. The guy set up pulling guard, and I carried a towel around my neck and keep that machine gun ammo from cutting into me. And at night I put it over my head, and put my head on top of the helmet,
Mm-hmm.
where I couldn't hear mosquitoes buzzing me.
Mm-hmm.
And they found the fucking like a claymore in a fucking tree, and set it off. And killed a guy laying down sleeping. Wounded a guy setting up pulling guard, and it blew a hole like that. Motherfucking steel pipe back to get here too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was something where the VC turned around to Claymore and shot it in at you. Yeah. All right. So when you went up to Saigon at Tet, I mean, how many days did you think you spent fighting up there?
We were there about 9 days all total.
Okay. And then what did you do after that was over?
I went on R&R.
Okay.
I'd wait until I had like almost 17 days left in the country before I took R&R. There's too many guys got fucked up either going or coming back. They wasn't thinking.
All right. So where did you go on R&R?
Hawaii.
Okay. Now, Hawaii was a place where a lot of married guys went.
I was married at the time.
Okay.
But my wife didn't come over. I just got a bunch of whiskey and beer, stayed in a motel.
He's 21 for 48 hours.
Okay. All right. So, and then you have to go back again. Now, and when you went back after the R&R, did you go back in the field?
I hit out in Bearcat and I knew our company got shot in the ass and was working the PX up there. And I waited like 3 days left before I go back down there.
All right. So you heard your company got shot up?
Huh?
Did you say you heard that your company had gotten shot up? Or they were fighting? No.
Not probably.
Okay.
The company got shot up.
I thought you said the company got kicked in the ass or something like that.
No, this guy got shot in the ass.
Oh, a guy
had
got
a
shot.
profile.
Okay.
And they let you out when you had 3 days to clear. And I had like 10 days. No, I ain't going back there and going out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what I started realizing. Maybe I had an authority problem.
Okay. I can believe that. All right. Now, are there other particular memories that you have about being in Vietnam? Other stories we hear?
Airboats. Ask him about the airboat.
Okay. He said, did you use airboats?
I've gone them for a while. We run, we had 12 of them. We run around 60 sides of the river. First we had 50s, the other 10 had them 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But there's fiberglass, that pilot sets up. The only way you survive is mow the force down. Everybody over there.
All right. So you basically have to shoot them before they shoot you.
Yeah. Just keep your head down. It's good. So they couldn't shoot you.
Okay. Now, how long were you on those boats?
I made it off of them for about a month, and I got volunteered to get off of them.
Okay. All right. Now, had they asked for volunteers to go on those boats, or did they just tell you you were going on a boat?
I got stuck on to start with.
Okay. All right. Now, did you have any understanding of what was really going on in the war at that point?
In the world?
Well, in the war, in the rest of the war. Yeah.
No, I was just stupid. I was afraid it was going to get over before I got over there.
Mm-hmm. Right. But when you were there, did you like read Stars and Stripes or listen to the radio or?
It didn't take but about the first day to figure out it wasn't about fighting the communists. It was about coming home.
Mm-hmm. All right. And did you keep a short timers calendar?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do that the whole time or just at the end of the
I got down 30 days when I started.
Okay. All right. And then are there other?
Yeah, I'll give you just a second. There's other stories. Is there other stories about on fire?
One time, Papa Simon almost was complaining about it. He was complaining about his toothache.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to get him to walk up this trail. He won't walk up that trail. The guy walks up the trail to the traffic, the police dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Brown, I ran with him all the time I was over there. He was a California surface boy, but he said he got off killing better than he did on sex. And he just opened it, looked at Papa's on the mouth, and put that in 16 and blew his head right off, you know.
All I don't think I don't think I heard the first part of that. I got the end of it about an M16 and blowing someone's head off. But what did you say before that?
We was wanting to walk up the trail.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't walk up that trail, you know.
Mhm.
And then one of our guys walked up the trail, tripped the booby trap, and killed
Okay.
him.
All right.
That's when Brandt blew his head off.
Okay. So the Vietnamese person with the toothache didn't want to go that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got it.
Well, all the booby traps are marked. Yeah.
Mhm.
We got two Chihuahuas in.
Okay.
And we killed one of them right off the bat. The other got real good.
Okay. All right.
And he saved a bunch of people over there. He did. He could read where the booby traps and stuff. You know, we cut the booby traps until it was way down after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there was kind of there's some kind of code they. How would they mark the booby traps? How did they?
Just little writings or stuff, a piece of something like that. I don't know.
Okay, but there was some kind of marker or way of doing it, and the Chu Hoi, who used to be VC,
Yeah, he was a VC, turned his weapon in, and
he knew what those were.
yeah.
Okay. Now, when you were over there, did you communicate with people back home?
Not much, some, but not much.
All right. And then, did you get stand downs or times back on the base? So you'd be out in the field for a while.
We come in for a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but then you pull ambushes and you pull and so I didn't perimeter guard. I didn't like perimeter guard. They fucked with you all the time. I want to ambush and so.
mm-hmm. All right. Now, did you do that at Bearcat or at smaller fire bases?
I was south of America, a place called San True,
Okay. All right.
right on the river. We were right on the river.
Okay. Now, did you ever have to, man checkpoints or check the Vietnamese for IDs or anything like that?
Oh, you check your ID cards and everything when you see them out in the field and stuff, you know.
Okay. And when you were out in the field, what did you do at night?
At night,
Yeah.
I go on ambush, you sleep an hour, 1 hour guard, you sleep an hour, 4 hours guard, you didn't sleep. I mean,
Okay.
but I was up in ambushes all the time because I didn't like to stay with the any perimeter.
Okay. But did you ever move at night?
Any what?
Did you ever move at night?
Now, once you set up, I mean, you crawl out, set your claymores up and everything, set all your ship wires up and stuff, and then you come back and then you were set up.
Okay. And then when your unit was in their NDP, did the VC ever attack those positions? Did you get attacked at night?
Yeah, I went in, when I got six of the company, I went in there, I was replacement for that, like 76 wounded, 19 killed.
Wow.
So they set up too early in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and they marked the positions, and then they come at them with landings on ropes. I got everybody to open up, and then just started up artillery in on them, or mortars in on them and shit.
All right. So you would move during the day, and then at the very end of the day you would stop.
You'd set up, usually the company set up that early evening, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
your CC or your captain would be right in the center of it and put it out.
right. Okay. So and that way, but the VC would still know where you were, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's why I didn't like that. See,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm going ambush, because they didn't know where I was at.
Right. Right. And how common was it to get attacked at night?
And not that night, they fucked with you more at night, but they didn't really hit you hard most of the time.
Okay. Did they use snipers or mortars or?
They sit out there and fire people out of that. You said, gee, how you died tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They just narrowly fuck with you.
Okay, so they're just trying to intimidate you.
Yeah.
So shout at you and things. Okay. All right. And then while you were with your company, do you have an idea of how many casualties you took? How many men?
We never had a full squad. I know that. I mean, we lost a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
No, mainly booby traps more than anything else.
Okay. And okay, so booby traps were the biggest problem for you there. All right. So
Yeah, if you walk to a rice paddy, like you can figure you're gonna get blown up.
now, when you were walking in the rice paddies, would you walk on top of the dikes? Or
No, you never walk on top of them.
Okay.
You gotta get you blowed up.
All right. Now, was there a time of year when the paddies were dry?
Yeah, for 6 months, I mean, the ground crack open that wide.
Okay. So there you could walk right across
Yeah.
the ground, and that wasn't so hard. But when they were underwater, that was slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You was wet for 6 months. I mean, you never got dry.
Okay. And how good was your artillery support or air support?
We had good air support, gunships and jet bows.
Mhm.
Artillery was always, I mean, when we set up, they took up and set up, the artillery was already marked all the way around
Right.
the perimeter and shit. That's what they give you coordinates, that's where you're supposed to go.
Right.
Sometimes on ambush, we didn't do that.
Mhm.
We about one ambush, what wrong ambush doing it, even.
Okay. Now, would they sometimes fire artillery support for you at night? And if you've preset the position?
Yeah, if you started moving and stuff, you could call, they call artillery, you know.
Now, were you ever out on an ambush patrol when they started firing artillery?
Yeah.
Okay. And were you still close enough to the position that you were okay, or did you have...
No, we'd be, sometimes we'd be a half mile away from the company.
Okay. So would the artillery fall between you and the company?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got what, in the monsoon season, a lot of times we didn't go where we're supposed to, we go to a hooch. Ran them all into the mountain, and a couple guys could pull guard, and the rest of us could get some rest and stay dry.
Okay. Yeah, so you just say, yes, sir, and then you do something else. Okay. Other?
No, I can't think of them. There is, but I can't.
All right. Let's see here. Fiddle this all up. Okay. So you said when you were getting short, you at the very end you just kind of stuck around the base as much as possible, and you said you don't really remember going home.
I don't remember, my mom and my wife picked me up downstate here, and I had a 30-day leave, and I don't remember none of that.
Okay. And then did you still have time left on your enlistment?
Yeah, I started with there again. I was in Second Armored Division before the Texas Riot Control.
Okay, riot control.
Yeah.
All right. Because now, yeah, we're getting to be in the middle of 1968. Yeah.
Well, I went to Chicago in '68.
Oh, you went. Okay, that's right. Okay, they got Chicago '68. Yeah.
Well, the Democrats
Those riots, yeah.
doing riots and shit, and they sent us up there, and I didn't want to go.
I'll bet not. Now, did you actually have to do any riot control, or were you just standing by?
We were held in reserve, but they give you live ammo and you fix badass. You know, I don't understand people you're supposed to stop for. You thought,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. You know, people say, "Well, the military, the army won't attack us." Bullshit, I did. I went. I mean,
All right. So you were ready to go in if you had to.
yeah.
Yeah. But you weren't real happy about it. But you were not really happy
No,
about
I wasn't happy at all about it.
it. All right. So when you were at Fort Hood, what was your job? What was your job at Fort Hood?
Fort Hood, it's just infantry. I mean, I got an APC license,
Mm-hmm.
and I drove one of them most mainly because it was mechanized. Because they've got the rattlesnakes, they're all out there beating the brush and the rattlesnakes. I'm gonna take that thing.
All right. And so, were there a lot of guys back from Vietnam who were doing that kind of thing?
My whole company in Fort Hood was all Vietnam vets, and we had more sergeants than we had anything else.
All right. And then, so when do you get out of the Army?
October of '68.
Okay. And what did you do after you got out?
I had a kid born while I was over there, and that marriage lasted about 30 days. And she went to work one morning, and I called her up in Berkeley, California.
All right. And so, what kind of work did you do then? What kind of jobs did you have?
Out there, I got into temperate steel aboard a foundry that makes them. Then I went to Colorado and started logging. And then I mined for 10 years, construction and all, bounced all over the United States. Mining was like long. You had 8 guys that watched each other's back, you know, and stuff. And you get off, come out, you'd all go party together. They're a tight group of guys like Squad was. And I felt like I fit in there.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, when you think back to the time that you had, well, I guess another question is, I mean, did you have trouble adjusting to being a civilian again?
I had trouble with authority.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And you were having that even in Vietnam.
Huh?
You were having trouble with authority even in Vietnam.
Yeah, I started it toward the end. I started, but I didn't realize at the time until I look back on it now and I can see it was.
All right. Now, when you think back on it, did you think you got anything good out of being in the Army?
No, not really.
Okay. Did you learn anything by being there?
How to survive.
Okay. All right.
I've had a lot of trouble with law enforcement everywhere I go. I mean, I've been charged a bunch of times with felony assault.
Okay. Yeah. And so some of that I don't know. Were you like that before you went over, or
No.
that was after you came back? That's how that affected you. Okay. Well, I think then we've covered the tour and where you went, what you did, and you were right in the middle of some stuff that's pretty important for the history. So I'd just like to thank you for taking the time to come in and talk to me today.
Yeah, I just got nervous about it.
That's all right.